But I be pushing arms in a flipping way. Co-canalizate. Creature, feature, preacher, sing. Darkness in my dream. Smoke screen serenade. Welcome to the show. Batman just don't play. Buckshot renegade. Bloodstain in the shade. Stone cold renegade. Stone cold renegade. Stone cold renegade. Bloodstain in the shade. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the motherfucking show. But I be pushing arms in a flipping way. Just like a member of the CIA. We stole everything. Heartstrings old and fray. Stone cold renegade. Stone cold renegade. All right, welcome to the show. Now we got the little musical intro over with. We'll go ahead and kick things off. Welcome to the Saturday Night live stream, where we take the distilled elements of all the best aspects of late night comedy from the 90s and pack it into one show. That's what we do here. Well, we attempt to. We try. Try being the key word there. But I say I put in an admirable degree of effort for the level of setup I got. I mean, I'm streaming this whole thing from a fucking mobile deep out in the fucking country, fully off grid, powered by fucking my solar setup and shit. We'll see how much battery power I got tonight. Probably won't go as long as we did last week. Boy, fuck, last week it was a barn burner and a half. Went for over 3 hours. Whew. That'll go down in history as one of the greatest fucking live streams of all time, that one. But then again, I say that about all my fucking live streams. I'm a bit of a narcissist, as they say. All right, where are we gonna start this? What are we gonna do? All right. Oh yeah, I did get a drink of coffee there. Yeah, last week drinking on some beers. This week we're drinking on coffee. Switch it up a little bit. Yeah. Fuck. What the hell's going on out there in the world today? Yeah, I started watching a lot of red pill content again. Tried to get back into the manosphere, those types of videos. Boy, they ran out like everybody in that whole fucking that sphere. I hadn't fucking watched any videos in a long time. But boy, yeah, they fucking orbital bombardment fucking nuclear weapons to the manosphere. At least on YouTube. Like they got rid of like all the fucking legit dudes. And there's only like a small number of like true red pillars doing red pill content anymore. And they're all mostly a bunch of black dudes. The black manosphere, some people call it. And I mean, there's a couple of dudes I watch sometimes. Donovan Sharp, Coach Greg Adams. They, sometimes good points are made. Like Coach Greg Adams made a good point the other day when he was talking about one of the reasons that a lot of young black men get thrown in jail and have so much problems with authority figures is because they never had no fathers to teach them how to be real men. What they do is emulate their stupid, worthless chicken head mothers. And these stupid black women, and they start, getting that attitude and shit. And if you're a large, black male and you get that type of attitude with an authority figure, you can get thrown in jail or you can get shot or something, I was like, that's a good point. These dumb young black males emulating their stupid fucking chicken head cunt whore mothers. Like that has probably led to so many fucking poor young black men getting shot, getting thrown in jail. But that's just a microcosm of single mother culture and why fatherhood is such an important thing. Yeah, the reality is, if fathers hadn't have failed so many of their children, we wouldn't be in a lot of the fucking trouble we are in this state of the world. Fatherhood. Yeah, I blame feminism for a lot of the ills of this world, but if fathers were more on the scene, more fucking, more dialed in with their teachings, then feminism could get nipped in the bud pretty quick. But most everybody's father was a fucking a blue-pilled beta cuck. Like whether or not you think your dad was cool or he was badass or hardcore, he was a blue-pilled beta cuck. I almost guarantee you. Almost guarantee you. Look all the way back. Almost everybody you ever knew was a blue-pilled beta cuck. That's reality. Because if the vast majority of people weren't blue-pilled beta cucks, we would not be in this fucking state. No, the world would simply not be in the state it's in. If everybody had full red pill awareness, we would simply not be in this fucking state. Yeah, but this whole the red pill manosphere area of YouTube, it recently had a kind of a little controversy happen, I guess. Like there's these content creators, they call themselves Fresh and Fit. They're part of this black manosphere. I call it the Negro sphere. Anyway, these dudes in the Negro sphere, I guess they went on a fucking tirade against all of their competitors and struck like shitloads of channels, just tried to nuke all of their competition, basically. Like anybody who used a clip of them at any point in time, boom, they got struck. Most of all of them are all going to get overturned, I'm sure, because of, fair use or whatever. But yeah, these guys fucked up. Like one thing you don't do, like this is taboo in the YouTube community. You don't start striking channels for no fucking reason. Mundane Matt learned the hard way. Nobody takes Matt Jarbo seriously anymore. Liam Gray of Conquest Comics, Comicsgate fame, he learned the hard way. Liam Gray, he used to be on top of the world. The world was his oyster. He was well respected, most highest crowdfund in indie comic book history in Australia, almost $60,000 US, like that, gone. All because he decided to lash out against his fellow creators and started striking channels. Yeah. We got BA in the chat, Risey Lee, welcome. Risey Lee says, yeah, striking channel sucks. Yeah, I know all about that. Yeah, but these guys, Fresh and Fit, they fucking struck out and lashed out, and fucking anybody that did any sort of commentary about them where they, did their clips, because a lot of the people in the manosphere do this, where they load up videos of their competitors and what they say, and like, oh, look at what this guy is saying, and break it down. And that's what a lot of people were doing to these Fresh and Fit guys. And they didn't like it. It was affecting their bottom line. They saw whole shitloads of their subs start to disappear. And it all goes back to them getting criticized. And this is one of the biggest criticisms I have of the Black Manosphere, why I don't really take it seriously and don't really watch it anymore, is because it all seems like a big pyramid scheme. And right at the top of the pyramid, it's this goddamned fucking website or something called Seeking Arrangements. Because that's the one thing they all do. They all plug the same fucking shit, Seeking Arrangements. And all it is just whores, It's just like a glorified version of Tinder, basically. Only the women are more upfront about it. They're like, yeah, if you give me money, I'll fucking do this or that. They seek arrangements. And all of these fucking people within the Negro sphere, it all stems back to seeking arrangements. It's all like a big pyramid scheme. Because what happened was, from my point of view, it seems like these guys, they kind of usurped this whole manosphere thing Like, and then they turned it into like PUA stuff, pickup artist shit. And then it all kind of devolved into just go get whores. You know, that's is kind of sad and pathetic. But it all goes back to fatherhood. The reality is a lot of these guys in the black manosphere, they never had no fathers. And they're sitting there telling people how to do this, this, or that. And it's like, you were never raised properly. How the fuck do you know what the fuck to do? You don't. Like everybody that never had a father in their life, there was something missing about them. They didn't know, there's just something missing about them. I don't know what it is. This is like, that's the importance of fathers. You need a father in your life. Even if your father was a piece of shit, even if he was no good, what he can do then is just provide a blueprint for act the exact opposite of, you know? One way or another, a father is a good thing, even if he was a shitty father. But yeah, and a lot of these black men who have no fathers look up to these people in the black manosphere as their fathers. And they're being led astray in many ways. Go get hookers, seeking arrangements, right? They all have the fucking same talking points, basically. And the funny part is, all of their talking points stem back to a white guy called Rollo Tomasi. Like, yeah, but it's like those are the only real dudes left in the whole manosphere. And then they got the Joker dude. He's actually pretty base. He called out the fresh and fit. Fucking called them bitches. Basically called them a bunch of little bitches. Hell, even the quartering, Jeremy Hambley, he fucking even was talking shit about these guys. Anytime Jeremy Hambley fucking puts you in your place and fucking trash talks you, you know you're a fucking bitch made beta, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, the most legit dude in the whole that whole manosphere area is a dude called Undead Chronic. Fucking they nuked his channel. I think he's on channel 14 now. They're probably gonna nuke that one any day. He'll be on channel 15 for too long. But yeah, if a lot of these fuckers were legit dialed in on the level, they would have their channels nuked normally and regularly, like Undead Chronic does. But yeah, he was the guy that gave me the idea, you know, fucking keep some lifeboat channels waiting in the wings just in case the SJWs start acting up. And sure enough, they came after me, and well, I had my lifeboat channel waiting in the wings. Good thing. But yeah, there's very few true red-pilled motherfuckers out there on YouTube anymore because they've all been ran off. They've all been chased off of YouTube. And if you want to fucking stay on YouTube, basically you gotta be a pirate and just keep creating new channels after they nuke them. Stay ahead of the game. Yeah, these fucking guys in the black manosphere always advocating getting whores on seeking arrangements. Like, oh, they're not whores. They're beautiful women, and well, yeah, they're whores is what they are. Almost any fucking bitch is using a dating app as a fucking whore in one way or another. Use the man to go get free meal, that kind of shit. Hold on, let me get a drink of coffee. Yeah, Big Daddy, he'll impart a little wisdom here for you. This is some shit you're not going to hear in the black manosphere or many areas of the manosphere. I'm gonna give you a little tip about something. Like there's something way easier than getting whores, and you don't have to spend money. I will enlighten you here in a second. Hold on, let me get a drink. There we go. Yeah, screw all that seeking arrangements, whores, dating apps, all that fucking shit. Here's what you do. Here's the key. Now, the woman is going to be a little bit low quality. I'm not going to lie. She's going to be a little low quality, but this kind of comes with the territory. What you do is you enter into what they call a friends with benefits relationship with a low quality single mother. And boom, there you do. There's the cheat code. There's the loophole. You don't gotta fucking buy whores or pay for sex. No, because anybody who truly knows that a friends with benefits relationship is nothing more than a glorified fucking prostitute, basically. That's all it is. And if you play it right, that bitch is the one paying you. Whenever she comes through, make sure she brings pizza, steaks, beers. She's always got to bring something through if she's coming through, if you know what I mean. Yeah, but the last thing you want to do is catch feelings with one of these women and like actually get into a relationship with one. Oh, hell no. Last thing you want to do is find yourself in a relationship with a single mother. It's okay to date them, but getting to like a serious relationship with them, oh my God, yeah. Everybody knows this. This is part of the core tenets of red pillism, that single mothers are basically trash and they're only good for sex, basically. Yeah. So if you're gonna mess around with a single mother at all you do is date them. But in order to make sure that you're doing it properly, you got to follow the rules. The 8 simple rules for dating a single mother. That's what I'm gonna break down right here. Big Daddy's gonna break down the 8 simple rules for dating a single mother. Okay. Rule number 1. Use her body like there is no tomorrow. Turn her into a 3-hole wonder. Every nasty thing you ever saw in porn that you wanted to do and try, do it. Try it. Yep. Because at the end of the day, these women, they know that they're broken. They know that they're trash. And they know that their body is really the only thing they have to offer a man. Therefore, they will use their body to try to keep a man. And you use that body like it's no tomorrow. That's rule number 1. Just use her. Use her, just fucking grab her by the hair, choke her, spank her, slap her in the face. Just do every nasty fucking thing you want to do that bitch. Fuck her like there's no tomorrow. Rule number 1. Rule number 2. Always kind of put out the constant illusion that you could possibly be in a relationship with her one day. Maybe even marry her. But it's all an illusion, you see. That way it's like the carrot, you know, the carrot that you dangle in front of the donkey. You want to maintain the illusion. Flash money. Always talk about how much money you got, how well you're doing. She's like, oh God, he could take care of me and my kids. And she's thinking in the back of her mind. Meanwhile, you're just fucking smashing the whole time. Yep. Always put off the illusion that you can pay for her and make her life, everything that she wanted. But the reality is, which parlays us into rule number 3. Never pay for anything, no matter what. Never pay for gas, never pay for food. She pays for everything. Never fucking pay a dime for anything. She pays for it all. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to end up wifing this bitch up. You're not going to, be in a long-term relationship with her. So you don't want to put any money into this relationship. You don't want to be in the red at all. So she pays for everything. You want to put out the illusion that you can take care of her, but you don't want to actually take care of her. Never pay her bills, never pay her rent, never pay her phone bill, nothing like that. No, never pay for anything. Rule number 4 for dating a single mother, the 8 simple rules for dating a single mother. Rule number 4, never watch her kids. Nope, never. Because one thing a single mother will do, she'll try to turn you into a babysitter, like that she doesn't have to pay money for, like a cheap babysitter. One thing you never do, no matter what, never watch her kids. Never, ever. Because one thing they also want to do is try to get you attached to the kids. Like, oh, he'll get attached to the kids, and then he'll get attached to me too, and it'll be harder for him to leave me. Like, no. Never watch her kids. Nope. Never get attached to them. Because just say you actually did get attached to her kids and shit, and this relationship's obviously going to fail at some point. Then it's like you feel that heartbreak of not only losing the woman, but the kids you got attached to too. So never watch your kids. Never, ever. Because that's just the first step, getting into the door to, start taking care of them and shit, buying them shit. Next thing you know, you're paying for their fucking college, and you end up one of these fucking cucks, like a Liam Gray type, who's fucking, taking care of a single mother who's got 7 different fucking kids from 7 different dudes, and you're just like fucking alpha cuck, basically. Yep. Never watch your kids. Rule number 4. Rule number 5 for dating a single mother. The moment she denies sex, dump her right there on the spot. That's what you do. Because like I said, at the end of the day, these women, they know they're broken. They know they're trash. And they know the only thing they truly have to offer a man is their body. So if she's trying to deny sex or whatever, like she's trying to big time you, she's trying to control you. Like, nope, the very second she does that, boom, deny her sex. Or no, dump her. The moment she denies you sex, dump her. And then that'll fucking she'll learn a hard lesson. And later on in life, whenever she gets another boyfriend and he wants to have sex, she'll learn not to deny him. Like, oh, he might dump me like the last guy did. And you're making her a better woman for the next dude. That's what you're doing. But yeah, you don't want to fucking, yeah, the moment she denies you sex, boom, dump her. And if you could take her back under certain circumstances, if she like, you know, make her beg first, make her get on her hands and knees, you know, fucking that kind of shit. Beg me, bitch, beg me. And then you fucking just treat her even fucking nastier. Yep. The moment she denies sex, dump her. Dump that fucking bitch. Because that's the only thing they're good for. The only thing they're good for is to be used for sex. That's the only thing a single mother is good for. Rule number 6 for dating a single mother. Never, under any circumstance, allow her to bring you around her family. Nope. She'll try to drag you to family functions, take you to her friend's wedding or some stupid shit. Like, you don't even want to be seen in public with the bitch, to be honest. Like, who wants to be seen in public with a fucking frumpy, overweight, post-wall fucking roasty anyway? My goddamn. Talk about embarrassment. Yeah. Never allow her to bring you around her family. Because what she's trying to do is, you know, it's all about trying to ensnare you and, oh, and then you get attached to her family too. Oh, this is a cool family. You know, yeah. And like, no. Never, ever fucking allow any of that shit to happen. No going to her house for Thanksgiving. No fucking get-togethers. No birthday parties. Nothing like that. No. Yep, this is all a Trojan horse. Try to get in, like, get you. And to get you. That's what they do. No. You got to follow the 8 simple rules for dating a single mother if you want to fucking navigate this shit properly. Rule number 7. Never let her leave her shit around your place. No, not even a box of tampons. Nope. Because when the day comes when you inevitably kick that bitch to the curb, you don't want to fucking have her coming around. You don't want any excuse to have her come around anymore. Like, oh, I left this, or that there. No, you didn't leave nothing here, bitch. You don't have anything here. You don't even have an extra change of clothes here. You got nothing here. Never let her leave anything there. Nothing. Any DVDs, CDs, nothing. Nope. They'll always try to figure out an excuse because a lot of times they'll leave just one little thing there. Just use it as an excuse to try to come back to you. Nope. They're like witches. You got to look at each little item of theirs like some sort of cursed item. Keep that shit out of your fucking house. Yep, that's rule number 7. Now the 8th and final rule of dating a single mother. Always use protection. Always fucking wear a rubber. Because with these women, you never know. You might be the side dude. Like, these women are so fucking nasty. Like, they might have a few STDs. They'll try to fucking get knocked up, and then you'll end up taking care of not only your kid, but somebody else's kid too, you know? Yep, always wear protection. You always want to flush that fucking condom too, because if you, just tie it up, throw it in the trash, these bitches are treacherous. They'll get a hold of that condom, and they'll try to harvest the fucking semen out of that condom and try to impregnate themselves just to try to keep you. Like, oh, looks like the condom didn't work. Looks like you're going to have to marry me and take care of me and my 2 kids. No, I'm not. Flush that fucking condom. Or better yet, keep some cayenne pepper with you. Throw some cayenne pepper in there. And if the bitch tries that shit, she'll, ah! And her fucking pussy starts burning. There you go. That'll fucking teach that cunt. Yeah, cayenne pepper is always a good thing to have on you, just in case, you know. I like to spread that shit around my car, you know, just in case cops come and try to pull me over and want to fucking have their search dogs come on me. Well, yeah, bring the dogs in here. Let them fucking sniff around. They're just gonna get a fucking nose full of cayennes, all they're gonna get. Chicka chicka. Welcome, agnostic theist, Vickyverse, and anybody else on the replay. Welcome to the show. Saturday Night live stream, y'all. We just got done going through the 8 simple rules for dating a single mother. The kind of shit you ain't going to hear in the black manosphere. No, they'll tell you, just go to seeking arrangements and get a woman there. No. There's certain cheat codes in life. Get yourself a friend who's with benefits. You know, that's a cheap, that's a hooker right there. A hooker that pays you. It's all about reconnoitering your thinking, the way you see things. Yeah, these goddamn feminists. It's not my fault. Like, this is not my fault. This is the way feminists fucking created the world. I didn't create Clown World. I'm just living in it and trying to fucking negotiate it and navigate it. That's all I'm doing. Agnostic theist. Rule number 1, don't date a single mother. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to avoid the headache, and yeah, just don't even fuck with it altogether. But if you are going to fuck with it, at least follow the blueprint, because at least you'll be safe. You'll be, I mean, if you're going to play the game right. If you're going to play the game, boy, you got to learn to play it right, as they say. Yeah, it's all because of these damn feminists. Yeah, I heard some feminist over there in the UK, some fucking post-wall thought in her 30s, 38-year-old bitch. She, now, this is a reason why women should get married and have children and like families and shit. We don't have children and families. It makes you go crazy and you start doing stupid shit. Anyway, this fucking post-wall roasty 38-year-old cunt over there in the UK, she's got a pet monkey. Now, she obviously got the pet monkey to replace her children. Now, anybody who's ever known most women who have dogs or any sort of animal, they don't know how to fucking raise dogs right, let alone children. Now, this woman had a fucking monkey. Now, I guess she got caught on camera, like giving this monkey Coke and then like trying to flush it down the toilet and shit and like just torturing this poor monkey. And animal services came, took the monkey away, and she got busted. And it all stemmed back to from the cops were staking her out for being a Coke dealer. So they got a hold of her phone and found all this footage of her torturing her monkey on there. Luckily, she didn't actually flush the monkey down the toilet. He was holding on to the fucking rim. But yeah, she's giving her monkey Coke, trying to flush him down the toilet. This is what feminism does to women. Like, this woman should not be fucking sniffing Coke and fucking with a damn monkey. She should be taking care of her husband, taking care of her children. That's what the stupid bitch should be doing. Nope. God damn. I heard a fucking tale of this one feminist. It's one of these fucking countries, probably, I think it might have been Canada. But they have certain laws in one of these countries where a woman can actually get a man for child support who's not even the father of the child. Like if he's been around the child in the child's life for a little bit or something, or paid any sort of something for the child, and the woman can like sue the man for child support. And I saw this woman, she was asking if she could sue her neighbor because she asked him to watch her kid one time, and he watched her kid for a couple hours, and she was asking if she could sue him for child support. Like this is the level that women have fallen to. Feminism, it all goes back to feminism. Yeah. Yeah, I guess a fucking new statistic came out where showed that the nuclear household, that's, you know, a married man and woman with children, one child or more, the nuclear household, it has it's down to 14% now. 14% of the households in America are a nuclear family. And that's down from it's down 40%, I guess, from the 1970s. It's like, Jesus Christ. I mean, that's feminism for you. Feminism breeds what I've talked about this before. One of the most poisonous aspects of feminism is it breeds what's called single mother culture. And single mother culture is it's the kindling that is stoking the fires that is burning down Western civilization, basically. Because single mothers are basically a cancer. Like if they raise a female daughter, without fail, that female daughter is going to become a single mother. Single mothers raise single mothers. And the boys they raise, they're either one of two things. Just complete bitch-made betas who are submissive to women, or they can't control them and they run roughshod and end up in the penal system. And these single mothers, they raise more transgender fucking kids than any others too. The single mother culture is the kindling that is stoking the fires that is burning down Western civilization. And that's reality. Yeah, it's like, fuck, what can you do against such such wokeness? The wokeness. The wokeness. Ow. Stretch my leg a little bit. Oh yeah. Good old coffee. Yeah, they introduced feminism in the 1960s, completely destroyed the nuclear household, tricked women into the workplace, all for money. They thought that these stupid cunts, if they started making money, that they would start spending that money on stupid shit, and thus they thought they could double their profits, basically, and at the same time open up the children to their woke leftist social engineering. Because with the women out of the household, and that'll leave them more free reign over the children, because they got to do something with the kids, put them in daycare, the schools will raise the kids. That's what will happen. Well, the last thing you want is fucking schools raising your kids nowadays. Common Core education, critical race theory, teaching fucking white kids to hate themselves. I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck is that shit? It's insanity is what it is. That's wokeness for you. Yeah, people are fucking crazy out there. And this year, it seems like they're getting worse every year. I guess here in America, the murder rate is at an all-time high in 12 cities across the country. That means in these 12 cities, they've seen more murders in the year 2021 than they have ever since murders have been recorded in their cities. Record years. And the year ain't even over yet. There's still a few more weeks. Yeah, this is what happens when you just let criminals onto the streets. Like George Soros, he's taken over so many of the district attorney positions. He's put his own hand-picked district attorneys in so many of these states. And what they do is they turn the criminals right back onto the streets. You got convicted murderers getting released right back on the streets the same day and shit. And anybody knows that whenever communists try to take over a country, first thing they do is unleash all the prisoners out of the jails. They just release all the prisoners back into society, because they start creating crime and shit. And what it does is it creates a sense of peril, and the people feel unease, and they look for the government to step in and help them. Like what they're trying to do is create the problems and then step in with the solutions. And the solutions is always one thing: more authoritarianism. It's always more authoritarianism. Like at this point in the game, if you're more scared of the coof than you are authoritarianism, then you're part of the fucking problem. I guess they just instituted new mask mandates in fucking New York City. Like, oh, you gotta wear masks again, and you gotta show proof of vax if you want to eat food in a restaurant, blah blah blah. And like, Jesus Christ, like what are they gonna do? Start throwing people in camps soon too, just like in Australia? What the fuck? New Yorkers got to rise up against that shit and just not comply. Just don't fucking comply. That's what we do around here. I mean, they got the signs on the door say wear masks, whatever. Nobody fucking wears the masks. Because if everybody decides collectively as one to peacefully disobey their bullshit, I mean, what are they going to do? Arrest all of us? No, they can't. Yeah, Florida needs to take a page, or yeah, governor of The fucking New York needs to take a page out of the governor of Florida's book. Like a lot of these states out there, hell, a lot of the countries out there outside of America, look at what's going on in the state of Florida. Like that's a blueprint for all these fuckers that they should follow. Yeah, there's a funny story about all that too. I guess a dude, he came out with a book, like he was a whistleblower within the Trump administration when all of this pandemic shit was the pandemic was going off. He was one of Trump's advisors. He was one of these science guys, and I guess he was the one, like one of the few from the very beginning, trying to advise Trump correctly on all of this. Like one of the real scientists, and he saw quickly like that there was something going on. Like they were all Deboing Trump. And what happened was Trump basically, he became just so cucked, weak, and submissive to Fauci and the globalists that they were running the show for the final year of his presidency, pretty much. And every fucking bit of advice this guy tried to give Trump, Trump turned down his advice and didn't fucking follow any of this guy's advice. But what happened was this dude, he wrote a whole book about it and everything, this scientist. What happened was he started advising a certain governor. And this governor took all of this guy's advice and implemented it as public policy. And that governor was Rick DeSantis of Florida. He fucking listened to this guy, the guy that Trump didn't listen to. And we see with the state of Florida right now, Florida's got the lowest cases of COVID in all of the country, all this shit. Nobody's got to wear the masks, all that bullshit. God, and you talk about fucking, like, there are people out there that actually wanting Trump to run for president again. I can't fucking believe that shit. But Trump won't run until DeSantis announces publicly that he won't run. Like, Trump doesn't understand he's being used. No doubt Jared Kushner told Trump to say this. Because the last thing the globalists want is DeSantis getting in there. Because that guy would actually fucking, do shit instead of, just tweeting and posturing like Trump did, allowing the deep state to run roughshod over him and treat him like a bitch. No, but the bottom line is, until they do away with the Dominion voting machine software and the mail-in balloting, it's all moot. It's all going to be moot. So what's going to happen is there's going to be some sort of software glitch, and then all of a sudden, hundreds of thousands of votes will flip to the Democrat. There'll be a busload or van loads of ballots arrive at 3 a.m., and they'll all be for the Democrat. Isn't it weird how whenever a busload of ballots comes in at 3 a.m., hundreds of thousands of them, they're all for the Democrat? It's like, really? Not one fucking ballot for the Republican? Over 100,000 for the Democrat? Really? It's like, wink, wink. Jesus Christ, you fucking assholes. Yeah, so until they actually, clean that shit up, it's all going to be moot. The bad guys won. Few people understand this or realize this. The WEF, they call themselves, the World Economic Forum. They want us to eat bugs, They want us to fucking eat bugs. They're going to do away with eating meat. They're going to replace the meat with bugs. Bugs and soy. And if you don't want to eat the bugs, they're going to call you a racist. Like, oh, most of the world eats bugs. You don't want to eat bugs, boy? What are you, a racist? Do it. Eat the bugs. Do it, boy. No, I don't want to eat bugs. I want to enjoy a nice, juicy porterhouse. I want to eat a fucking bacon cheeseburger. I'm an American. I'm a fucking meat eater. Can't do this. No. I'd rather live like a fucking wild beast in the forest than take the mark of the beast and live like a fucking slave and eat bugs. I know that. You want to know why? Because I'm a motherfucker that's built to last. Fuck with me, I put a foot in your ass. I'm a holler out because I keep yelling. Yo, tell them what they're yelling. Gangster, gangster, gangster. It's not about a Saturday. It's all about reality. Gangster, gangster, gangster. Gangster, gangster, gangster. was the little musical interlude. Yeah, fucking wokeness. Wokeness. What can you do? World Economic Forum. It consists of the major shareholders of all of the Fortune 5 companies, the ones who are in charge of the banks, all these fuckers. The money clan, I call them. The key to their power lies in their anonymity. WEF, World Economic Forum, that's the closest you're ever going to get to having them give themselves a name. Because as long as they're nameless, as long as they're anonymous, they can't be targeted for destruction. It's as simple as that. But they know they're so fucking powerful now, they could basically announce themselves and pop onto the world scene and tell us exactly what they're going to do. Write books about it, call it the Great Reset, tell us exactly what they're going to do, and then do it. And have everybody cuck out and go right along with it because everybody's too fucking stupid. Everybody's too fucking weak. Weakness. Feminism created weak men. Weak men created hard times. It all stems back to feminism. All of the ills of the world. Feminism. Yep. Yeah, a lot of these women, they're not sunshine and rainbows. Just look at Ghislaine Maxwell. She's on trial. You know, one of the biggest fucking scandals in goddamn Western civilization history. That basically exposes how the whole fucking sausage is made. How they take all of these powerful figures to this island and then have them engage in acts with underage minors and then get it all on fucking camera and then use that fucking film as blackmail against these people. There's a reason why Epstein, what happened to him happened to him. Same thing's going to happen to Maxwell. I guarantee you that trial's not even happening. It's all kabuki theater for the ignorant masses. Has anybody seen any footage of the trial? No, you've just seen some pictures, like drawn pictures, and you've heard transcripts. That's it. The reality is these people, the ones running the trial and all that, they're the ones that they got the blackmail on. Like, I guess a lot of the evidence that they're pulling, that they already, it's already marked, is that they looked at it already, like the hard drives of Epstein and shit. Yeah, I guess there was an article in the Atlantic came out and said something about the myth of child trafficking, or whatever. This is the headline, like that child trafficking is real or whatever. And here they show a picture of the woman that owns the Atlantic newspaper. She's sitting there buddy with Ghislaine Maxwell. They're all friends and shit. Comey's daughter, supposedly the prosecutor. Like it's all kabuki theater for the ignorant masses. Like even if somehow she doesn't get arrested and gets found guilty, she's never going to actually spend fucking time in jail. We don't. Anybody who truly knows this. Yep. Yeah, these motherfuckers are evil. They just want to keep everybody busy with stupid bullshit. Keep everybody fighting each other. Black versus white, gay versus straight, man versus woman. I guess they're wanting to go to war with the Russians again. More Ukraine bullshit. Oh, the Russians, Ukraine. Time to go to war. Right. You ask your average American, how many of you Americans want to go die over there in the Ukraine fighting Russia? And they can see how many want to actually fucking do that. Yeah, implement the draft and draft the women up, you know, because I guess women can be in the draft now. Get all these feminists up. That's what you need to do. Draft all the feminists, like kind of what they did during the Vietnam War when they just drafted all the poor people and shit like that, and like nobody that was above a certain money class was ever actually drafted. It's just a way of get rid of poor people, not get rid of them, but like it's all about class warfare, so to speak. But yeah, Ukraine. Anybody who's ever actually looked at the Ukraine bullshits, like it's all bullshit too. Like what happened was like I can give you a brief rundown of the whole story of the Ukraine or whatever. This happened years ago. Anybody who truly knows America knows that we have this entity called the CIA, and basically what it likes to do is like subvert and overthrow countries and like turn them into pawns of the West and shit like that. And basically we tried to do the same thing over in the Ukraine. Like we had some sort of coup d'etat where we had one of our CIA instigate a goddamn color revolution over there, just like we did over in Iran, the Arab Spring bullshit. And what happened was we put one of our puppets in there, and there was a certain province over there in the Ukraine called the Crimea. And well, there are certain statutes in their constitution that if there is no acting legitimate power in the Ukraine at any one time, then the Crimeans can hold what's called a referendum, in which they can allow the people of the Crimea to vote to whether or not to join back with Russia, because the Crimea always used to be a part of Russia up until the 1940s when it was given away in some sort of backroom deal by one of their leaders. And anyway, during this color revolution, while all this was going on, the Ukraine, like in the Crimea, they saw the writing on the wall. So what they did was they held their referendum, and the people voted overwhelmingly, over 90%, to join back with Russia. And after that, the media in the West was like, "Oh my God, Russia has annexed the Crimea. Look at all these war crimes Putin's committing," and it's just such a fucking joke. And it was all about these fucking globalists and bankers wanting to take over a strategic port over there in the Ukraine and shit. That's what it was all about. But it's all about the Crimea. Like they're all like, "Oh, we got to go liberate the Crimea from Russia." And it's like the Crimean people voted to join back with Russia, you fucking pieces of shit. Like it would basically be like Vietnam, like 2.0, if we sent any fucking troops in there, and it would just set up, I mean, it would just be so stupid. It would be just like something our fucking stupid leaders would do, though. Like instead of, teaming up with the Russians and creating alliances with them to go against the Chinese, like, no, let's just keep the Russians as our fucking enemies too. That way they can create treaties with China. That way Russia and China tag team America should the day come. It's like our world leaders don't understand. It's not checkers, it's chess, motherfucker. You got to look at the goddamn world as a chessboard. Like Russia was the ally of the West, it would be end game for China. No more. Like there are very few ways of putting China in checkmate, and that would be one. Turn Russia into your ally. Like it's just so stupid. I don't understand it. Well, I mean, I do understand it, but yeah, that'd be one way putting China in check. I actually figured out a way to defeat China. You want to know Big Daddy's plan for defeating China? Here's what you do. You infect it with a virus. The most potent, deadliest virus known to humanity. This virus is so deadly and potent, it's destroyed countless numbers of civilizations and societies since the dawn of time. You want to know what that virus and cancer is that you poison them with? Feminism! That's what you do. You round up all the ultra hypergamous, tattoo-sleeved cock goblins that you can, round them all up, and then you airdrop them into China. Fucking just airdrop them in the dead of night, all into the countryside. Like you start out in the country, because if you drop them all into the cities, they'll just be rounded up and executed, or But you drop them all off into the country, all of these feminists, and what they'll do is they'll slowly subvert society in the country, and then like the cancer will spread from the countries into the cities, and like that, You destroyed China. You've infected it with the most crippling form of disease there is, feminism. I'm telling you, feminism is the only thing that can stop China, the only thing that can truly destroy it. And all it takes is one of these fucking cunts, one of these post-wall roasties to survive, because that's how dangerous and fucking wicked feminism is. All it takes is one. All it takes is one feminist to destroy and subvert society. And you just fucking drop just all of them as you can. Just round them all up. The feminist roundup. Every hypergamous, tattoo-sleeved cock goblin you can find. Round them all up. And then drop them into China. That's how you take care of China. Infect it with feminism. Infect it with the cancer of feminism. Yeah, China knows too. They're trying to keep that shit out. Hell, they've they've passed laws banning all forms of what's called sissy men. That's their word, not mine. Sissy men. No more sissy men on TV or in movies or anything like that. Yeah, they know the dangers of feminism. They had a bunch of sissy men help destroy and subvert their society for fucking generations. They were called eunuchs. Anybody knows the history of the eunuchs of China knows that they were nothing but trouble. They fucking helped cause many a civil war, many a genocide in Chinese history, these damn eunuchs. We basically got the same thing in the form of these eunuchs running around today in the form of the alphabet people. These fucking troons want to chop off fucking, the genital choppy ones, you know? The fucking crazy ones. The batshit crazy ones. Yep. Hold on. Get another cup of coffee here. I got it right. Oh yeah. I'm a bit of a coffee connoisseur, aficionado, so to speak. I make my coffee with a French press. You pull out the most amount of flavor when you do it that way. But you don't want to put the water in too hot. You put it in too hot, then you can burn the coffee. Once you become a true connoisseur of coffee, boy, I tell you, anytime you go to a Starbucks or a McDonald's or any place where they serve coffee, you can tell immediately they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They burn the coffee. You can taste the burnt coffee. And the way they burn the coffee is they use water that's too fucking hot. Water's got to be a fucking at the right temperature, because if it's too hot, it burns the coffee, and then you don't get the right flavor, and it doesn't have the right effect. That's why with a French press, you can regulate the temperature of the water before you put it in there, and that's how you pull out the best flavor of your coffee. Oh yeah. All right, where are we going with this? Yeah, for those unfamiliar with Big Daddy lore, like I used to have another channel, and this is my backup channel. And on my old channel, it was a Comicsgate channel. I used to do Comicsgate videos. And anybody doesn't know what Comicsgate is? It's this small it's a small section of the independent comic book underground. And that's where I kind of built my fan base originally. And I don't really talk about CG stuff too much here anymore, but I'll go ahead and talk just a little bit of Comicsgate, just because I know I've still got some old fans from my old show that are watching me. They still want to hear Big Daddy's hot takes about Comicsgate. So I'll go ahead and talk little CG talk. Yeah, just a little bit. There's not much going on out there. the movement, it's kind of on life support right now, really. I guess Ethan Van Sciver, EVS, as he's known, he's come out and he's trying to look for new talent, I guess. He's like the head of Comicsgate, got the #1 show. And he's looking for people like to come on now and interview and show off their campaign, that kind of shit. And there's not much. Let's just say the bench, the CG bench, is pretty lacking. Like when you take the starters out of the equation and just look at the bench, it's really lacking. Like if I was to come out with my project, it would probably be one of the better projects, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I guess he had a Dark Gift Comics on here the other night, and I was watching some of that shit, and I had to turn it off once the Dark Gift's music started playing. Like I'm a bit of a music aficionado, and I mean I could tell when there's a bad song on, and it was a bad song. Dark Gift, he's normally pretty good when it's just him on a solo guitar, but he's the type of dude who you could take a guitar riff and then you give that guitar riff to a real producer, somebody who knows how to really produce music, and he can do something good with it. But yeah, I guess it was really bad. John Malin got on there, started critiquing it, and they critiqued that fucking music for so long. Every time I turned it on, they were still playing the fucking music. I'm like, I can't stand listening to that music. Like you can tell, like the quantization in it, and like it was just produced badly. Like I produce beats. I make beats. Anybody who fucking hasn't listened to my SoundCloud, go listen to some of my beats, and you'll fucking know. Yeah, I'm working on a second album right now. I need to release it on a different platform. I guess SoundCloud is a dead platform. Like fucking, I didn't know. Maybe I'll release it on Spotify, or maybe even YouTube. But yeah, seems like CG is on the ropes. They're talking about doing a CG convention, CG Con, they're calling it, where they're going to get all of the Comicsgate creators and fans together, and it's kind of like a comic book convention, I guess, but for Comicsgate. I doubt that's ever going to happen, because they're talking about doing it next year or something. I mean, at the way it's going, CG, it keeps dying like every fucking week. Like it's getting smaller, and it seems by the time they actually do CG Con next year, like the only people left are going to be just the most dull-witted, milquetoast cucked fans, basically. That's the only ones going to be left standing by this time next year. Guaranteed. I'm perfectly fine with 2-year late books. And Cecil is funny. Camel Moon is great. Yay! Your average CG fan. Yeah, there's this guy, Cecil. He's the Comicsgate's mascot, I guess you could call him. Comicsgate's mascot. Boy, you talk about, oh man. He's the perfect mascot for Comicsgate. Let's put it that way. The guy's got a book. It's over 2 years late. His campaign made over $250,000. He has no talent, no charisma. Just, and I'm telling you, this guy is the lord of the blue-pilled beta-simps. I mean, to call him a beta-simp, a blue-pilled beta-simp, just simply doesn't do it justice. I mean, this fucking guy. Like, he wears a mask and shit. Like, he was wearing masks before you even, told to wear masks. This guy was already wearing a mask. But anyway, he came across this thought called Witten. I don't know how he found this thought, but he started bringing this thought onto one of his shows. They call it the Jack Show. It's a real popular show with CG people for some fucking Christ reason. I don't know why. But anyway, he brings this thought on there, and she pisses on the stream. She's just a real degenerate thought. She's a furry. Like, she calls herself Witten because she identifies as a wolf, but also as a kitten. So she's a Witten. Like, this is the level of degeneracy we're dealing with. Like, she'll wear a furry butt plug, that kind of shit. And here's the kicker. She's a single mother. Yep. Witten's a single mother. Yep. And not only that, but I guess the child's father is her gay friend. Like, she got impregnated by her gay friend, and her parents are raising the child. Good thing. But anyway, this bitch, like, I'm telling you, like, if she was to sell her bathwater Belle Delphine style, and if you were to vape that water, you would probably, and if you were to survive it, actually, you would probably be immune to every fucking STD known to man afterwards. This is how fucking gross and nasty this bitch is. But yeah, she's a known furry. Fucking, she has sex with her gay friends. Just a real degenerate whore, basically. Anyway, this guy Cecil, the Lord of the Blue-Pilled Beta-Simps, he was trying to talk Witten into doing an OnlyFans. But Witten says she couldn't do an OnlyFans because she doesn't have a computer or whatever. So this simp, Cecil, I guess he buys her a computer so she can do OnlyFans. He even like flies out and meets her and shit like that. And I guess she's ghosted him, and she won't get a hold of him now. And oh my god, like, this guy, he's such a fucking blue-pilled simp. He did, like, he thought he could buy a computer for this cunt, and somehow she would like sleep with him or whatever. But he's just so blue-pilled and such a fucking simp and such a cuck. Like, he couldn't seal the deal with her. Like, this bitch is such a fucking whore that she will literally have sex with her gay friends. Like, and this guy couldn't fucking fuck this bitch. This is how much of a blue-pilled cuck this guy is. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, he has, I mean, you talk about no game. Like, no game. Or like, he's just, oh my god. I bet he still wore the mask when he went to go meet her too. Like, fuck. Like, if you can't seal the deal with a fucking slut like Witten, you need to reevaluate yourself. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, he's the type of dude who probably goes on seeking arrangements. This is the only type of poon he's ever gotten in real life. The type that he had to pay for. Oh, Lord of mercy. And he's the goddamn mascot for Comicsgate. Lord of the blue-pilled beta-simps. Couldn't even fucking seal the deal with a goddamn skank like Witten. Like, Jesus Christ. Amit, I have the best game in CG. I have little doubt, yeah. Yeah, I bet Amit, he scored a lot more bitches than Cecil. That's for sure. Huh. Yeah, these fucking grifters. Like this, like I've said this before about this Cecil guy. Like, I've talked about it. Like, I know, I see right through the guy. This guy is soft as tissue paper. Like, he never had to work a fucking day in his life. This guy comes from money. I know this because if this guy, like a true hustler, if he was put in the situation that Cecil was put in, he would have had at least 3 books out by now, and he would have made at least $1 million. A true hustler, because he would have been taking advantage of that fucking simp fan base of Comicsgate. They just want to throw him money for anything. Yeah, I would have hired cheap manga artists, and I would have had 3 books out by now, and I would have fucking made over $1 million on that shit. But yeah, that just goes to show that Cecil, this guy comes from money. He's soft. He's never had to fucking hustle before. Because if he had that mindset, like he would have already done 3 fucking campaigns by now, but he didn't. It didn't help that he hired Donald fucking DeLay, probably the most laziest, worthless fucking artist in that whole sphere of Comicsgate, to do his fucking book for him. Like, Donald DeLay, he's one of these types of people that should have been drummed out of the fucking movement years ago, but he like failed upwards. He's one of those types that fails upwards. And yeah, He's one of the reasons why the movement's like is just a fucking joke, and nobody who is of any import takes it seriously. Basically, it's because people like Donald DeLay were fucking promoted and like pushed up in the movement when they should have been kicked out of the movement. Like a lot of these fucking yahoos in Comicsgate should have been fucking kicked out of the movement years ago, but they kind of stuck around and kind of stained things and ruined shit. Like there was these fucking assholes, they called themselves the War Campaign. Boy, there was no single entity did more damage to the Comicsgate movement than the War Campaign. And then their leader, Homo Roro, he came out recently. He's like all trying to go legit and threw all of the War Campaign under the bus and shit. And I guess the remnant of War Campaign, the Brethren, have risen again and like created a new faction. They call themselves War Campaign Eternal. They're led by Black Daddy and CDK. Like I wondered who was going to rise up as leaders of the new War Campaign faction. Looks like we found them. But given the nature of how War Campaign is, it's only a matter of time until that secondary faction has a fight and ends up breaking up, and CDK and Black Daddy will have their own little factions, and they'll fight against each other, and they'll continue to break up, and until everybody's just like completely doing their own thing. That's what happens when you join fruity little online groups. That's what happens inevitably. Well, as long as the leadership is poor. But that's the way it goes with leadership in any fucking arena in life. Yeah, I guess speaking of poor leadership and all that, I guess the U.S. military, it's suffering a huge, well, I guess only 40% of the American people have any sort of faith or trust in the U.S. military now. It's down from 25% from 3 years ago. And I guess a lot of it has to do with all of this woke alphabet people bullshit that they're trying to push in the military. Like all of this fucking transy bullshit, like you go in the military, they'll pay for your fucking operation, stupid shit like that. You see furries joining the military. It's like, what the fuck happened to, like, Jesus Christ? Like having a fucking weak, cucked, emasculated military is the last thing we fucking need, you idiots. Then you come to find out it's the Chinese and the UN behind all of this fucking push to do this. It's like, what the fuck? Obviously, they're going to want to have us to have a weak military, you fucking idiots. But anybody who truly knows that our fucking world leaders sold us all out a long time ago to the globalists and the Chi-Coms. Oh, shit. I gotta adjust myself. Yeah. Fucking clown world. What you gonna do? What can you do? Whisper words of wisdom and let it be. Switch my battery pack over, just in case you don't want to fucking accidentally run out of batteries now. We don't have enough juice to do a 3.5 hour barn burner like we did last week, but I think we got enough juice to, or at least another half hour. But yeah, they were talking about having a CG con and shit like that. And like if they ever do have a CG con, Vegas is the best place to have something like that. Because you got all people from all over the world, and all the flights into Vegas are the cheapest, and you got shit to do in Vegas. You know, I used to be a Vegas rat. I would go there fucking every weekend and shit during the football season and gamble and shit like that. But I actually knew what I was doing. I'm not one of these fucking idiots. Like as much as a genius and a prodigy I am at a lot of things, like football is probably the thing I'm the most genius and prodigy at. Like if I was to coach football, I'm telling you, Bill Belichick, he would have nothing on me. Nothing. One of the things I do best is diagnose strengths and weaknesses and see how they play against each other. And you can break down matchups, and you pick games like that. I was always probably about 80% with my picks. But I also did a lot of gambling with cards too. I had a system for playing blackjack. And after I compared my system to the way that the pros do theirs, my system is pretty much the exact same as the professional system. Now, if you utilize this system for blackjack, I'll tell you the system. It's pretty easy, but you'll win probably about 60% of the time. It's better than 50%, which is good. But this is for blackjack. Now, there's 3 rules to follow, and each one of these rules has some sub rules. But if you want to win at least 60% of the time playing blackjack, here's what you do. I'll give you the 3 rules. Always double down on 10 and 11. Always. Always double down on 10 and 11. Sometimes you can double down on a 9 or even an 8, but that's only if the vast majority of the cards on the table are non-face cards. Then you know there's a good chance that you're going to be dealt a face card. Face card is, anything jack, queen, king, ace, any of those. That's what's called a face card. Those are worth 11. So if you double down on a 10 or 11, and you get anything over a 7, basically you've guaranteed to win that hand. Because the dealer, they have to hit no matter what, as long as they have less than 17. They got to keep hitting. And what you got to do is reconnoiter the way you look at the game. It's not about trying to hit 21. What you're trying to do is wait out the dealer until the dealer busts. That's the key. If you look at the game through that terms and then you follow the 3 rules, you'll win probably about 60% of the time. But the second rule for playing blackjack is you always split pairs. Always. Like you get a pair of 9s, split them. And if you get 9s, 8s, even 7s, when you split those, double down on them. Because, well, there's a good chance you can make twice the money. Now, they say never split 10s because you've already got 20. And that's true. But however, I would split 10s only if the vast majority of the cards on the table are non-face cards. Then you know there's a real good chance you're going to get a face card or 2 get flipped up. So you got a real high likelihood of winning double the money on double 10s, basically, if the vast majority of the cards on the table are non-face cards. So it's not so much card counting. It's just do a quick look at how much cards are on the table and what's the vast majority of our face cards versus non-face cards. That's all you're looking at, basically. And the third rule that you follow, never hit on anything over 12. Never. Never, ever. Unless the vast majority of the cards on the table are face cards. So then you know there's a good chance you're going to get a non-face card. Because other than that, it seems like anytime you hit on 12, you always get a face card or a 10 without fail, it seems. Because at the end of the day, you're not trying to hit 21, remember? You're trying to wait until the dealer busts. So if you have 12, just stay. And cross your fingers and hope that the dealer ends up busting out. So if you follow those 3 rules when you play blackjack, you always double down on 10 and 11, always split pairs, and never hit on anything over 12. Basically, you follow those 3 rules, you can win about 60% of the time. Yeah, everything in life has got certain rules, everything. Everything from making a bowl of soup to taking a walk. There's certain ways to do things perfectly. Yeah. Speaking of doing things perfectly, there are some things that will never be done like perfectly. Like for instance, creating a live action Cowboy Bebop that's in similar and would actually do the original justice in this day and age could never be done. And that's what they tried to do. And it failed miserably when they tried to make Cowboy Bebop, the Netflix show. And everybody knows it. I mean, I was a fan of the cartoon, the anime, and I knew without even watching it that it was going to be woke. The remake, it was going to be fucking trash, and sure enough, it was. So much so that they've canceled it for next season. Good, that's what I say. It kind of surprised me though. And then it got to thinking, like, why would they just do that? Like, make it so bad and like garner so much vitriol from the fan base, and like, okay, we're not going to do a second season. And well, they let the cat out of the bag a while ago on this when they talked about it was an executive from Marvel or something let spill that they were worried that there wasn't a lot of fan backlash when they gave the black dude the Captain America shield, because what they wanted was the fans to go all crazy and shit. That way they can call the fans racists and call the fans names. And like, it's all about trolling the fans. It's all about trolling the fans. Once people wrap their mind around that, the Cowboy Bebop remake was never supposed to be good. It was never supposed to be good. It was supposed to be about one thing and one thing only: trolling the fans. Getting you to say this, or this about it. That way they can call you a racist, a misogynist, a homophobe, or whatever. It's all about trolling the fans so they can call you names afterwards and keep this narrative going. And it's just the tip of the iceberg. They're coming after Yu Yu Hakusho next, I guess, and then One Piece, and then Gundam. I guess those are the next series is slated for Netflix that they're gonna fucking just completely just sabotage and destroy. And it's all about one thing: trolling the fans, just making you feel like shit, getting you mad, and so they can call you names. They're gonna put the sword to every fucking thing that you've ever known and loved and cared about. That's what they do. Wokeness. Welcome to the brave new clown world. Welcome to the brave new fucking clown world. But yeah, there's a way to stop it though. Well, not a way to stop it, but you got to understand, like people who have heard the term culture war. Culture war is over. The left won. We lost. Culture war is over. There's no way to win back that culture. They've got a war chest of $35 trillion. Like, you can't compete against that. They're funding wokeness behind the scenes. The environmental social governance funds, ESG. The bankers have set aside $35 trillion to give up to these Fortune 500 companies to push a extreme left-wing agenda. This is reality. Culture war's over. We lost. But one thing we can do is create a different culture. Create a completely different alternative, something better. And then just disengage from their bullshit. Stop watching Hollywood movies. Stop reading their shitty comics. Stop playing their terrible video games. And take part of a whole different culture where you got independent people, just like-minded individuals doing their own thing. Like you like music, like Beastie Boys meets 3-6 Mafia with a little bit of West Coast G-Funk. Click on my fucking SoundCloud link and look at my first album. I've got some good tunes on there. That's music that's completely it has nothing to do with the mainstream. Like, I didn't have to sacrifice no children to Moloch. I didn't have to sell my soul to the devil. No, that's fucking just free, pure, good music. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There's all sorts of people out there creating content that have no part of the system, that you can enjoy their shit. Comicsgate is one thing. Although the comic books are a bit questionable in their quality, and the ones that do come out, they're late as fuck most of the time. But at least it's a viable alternative to mainstream comics, you know. At least they're trying. Try being the key word there. Yoda said, "Do or do not. There is no try." Yes, the one thing people can take away from old school Star Wars. Yoda and his teachings, the teachings of Yoda. Whenever I hear that word try, I always remember Yoda, what he said. No, try, it's the word of the weak. It's the word weak people use. There's too much capitulation in there. There's not enough steel in that. Do or do not. There is no try. Try is a word that the weak people use. Yep. Every man has to make himself stronger. Because you allow yourself to be a weak-willed beta cuck, then the social engineers, the globalists, the chi-coms just going to put their fucking jack boots on our throats, control us cradle to the grave. Fight back against feminism, fight back against wokeness, create a different culture, create different forms of entertainment. Go out and report on the news, become something different to CNN, you know. Go out and find news stories and tell people about them. Just any small way to fight back against them, rather than just laying on your back and allowing yourself to be sacrificed like a fucking sheep. Time for the lambs to grow horns and become rams, so to speak. Because the sheepdogs, they're not going to save you. They're under the thrall of the wolves. The sheepdogs work for the wolves now. And unless the lambs grow horns and become rams, they're all going to be led to the slaughter. Simple as that, really. It really is as simple as that. Amit Raina says, Risey is an incel. Yeah, that reminds me of, well, EVS, he just named this new show that he's doing, like where it's kind of like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 thing, where they watch old public domain movies and comment on them, kind of like what they do with that show Mystery Science Theater 3000. And I guess he's calling the show Incel Vision or something like that. Incel-a-vision. And it was kind of funny at first. But I guess maybe he's unaware. I don't think I would use that word, but for this reason alone, is because incels are now considered to be terrorists. Like you can be put on a fucking terror watch list if you're an incel now. That, and if you question you know, what they did during the election, and if you're a parent and you question critical race theory or something like that, you could be put on terror watch lists. If you question the Koof jab, you can be put on a terror watch list. It's like, shit, you can get put on a terror watch list for basically anything. Being slightly to the right of Chairman Mao himself can get you on a terror watch list. And I had asked myself this question a while back. Where is this all leading to? This, you know, calling everybody Nazis this, and then after Nazi became faux pas, and then everybody's called a racist, and then now everybody's a white supremacist. I asked myself, where is this all leading to? What are they going to call people next? And it's like, fuck, it was as plain as the fucking nose on my face. How did I not see this? It's all going to come full circle. Uh-oh. If you don't believe what I believe, you're a terrorist. And you're going to get put into a camp, boy. What you going to do, boy? What you going to do? That's what it was all about. It all goes back to the terrorists. That's what's going to happen. Anybody who doesn't believe their insane bullshit is going to get labeled a fucking terrorist. That's what's coming next. You watch. Once white supremacist gets played out and fucking nobody takes that word seriously anymore. Terrorist comes next. And then, well, you get thrown into a fucking camp. That's what happens. Get labeled a fucking terrorist, and then you get thrown into a camp. Yeah, if I was EVS, I don't think I would call my my show Incelivision or Incelivision or whatever. Because just by simple virtue of calling your show that, you might end up on a fucking FBI terror watch list. These people. Yeah. You don't believe what I believe, I'm gonna kill you. That's what it's all gonna come to. The leftist supremacist movement is real. Liberal fascism, Democrat totalitarianism, it has many names, but it's all the same shit. Yep, it's all the same. Well, I've ranted and raved quite a bit. We're almost at the 1 hour and 30-minute mark, so I guess we'll go ahead and close out the show, maybe. I do got a little bit of time left. So, if anybody wants to pop on and chop it up with Big Daddy for a little bit, got any questions, concerns, if there's any post-wall roasties out there, any feminists that want to throw down with Big Daddy, you want to debate Big Daddy, you think you've got what it takes, the StreamYard's link is in the description. But, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and kill this cup of coffee, and then I think I'll sing a song. And then if I don't see anybody in the back room by the end of the song, I guess we'll go ahead and end the show. Yeah, hold on. Ow. Switch the leg. Yeah, I'm in this contorted position here. Yeah. On a warm summer's eve, on a train bound for nowhere, met up with the gambler and we were both too tired to sleep. So we took turns of staring at the window at the darkness. Boredom overtook us and but he began to speak. He said, son, I made my life of reading people's faces, knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. I hope you don't mind me saying, I can see you're out of aces, and for a taste of your whiskey, I will give you some advice. So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette, and he asked me for a light. Then the night got deadly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, if you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table, timing up the counting, boy, when the dealing's done. Now every gambler knows the secret to surviving, knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. And every hand's a winner, and every hand's a loser, and the best you can hope for is to die in your sleep. There's somewhere in the darkness, the gambler he broke even, and in his final words I found an ace that I could keep. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting, boy, when the dealing's done. There'll be time enough for counting, boy, when the dealing's done. Thanks for coming out, y'all. Join us next week. Or maybe sometime during the weekday. I don't know, we'll see. I am a creature of whim. We fire these streams up whenever. But mostly it's on the weekend. Join us next week, folks. Thanks for coming out. Goodbye.